Hi, I am dating coach Hayley Quinn, and in this spin on a classic video, which is signs she likes you, but I'm going to be looking specifically at the signs that you'll get from when you interact with her and her female friendship group. Now, the reason I want to emphasize this is I've spent a lot of the time in the dating and, actually, say this softly, pickup artist industry. And I've always noticed that something that's really underemphasized or hardly ever spoken about is it makes every reaction that she has to you about how good your game is. When in fact, her reaction to you is a lot going to be based on what's going on in the rest of her life and what other relationships in her life are influencing her mindset. So I want to start to think about this and look at how the friendships in her life are influencing how she is connecting with you. So to start off with the obvious one here, if you're approaching a group of women, remember her friends know her really well. A really smart thing to do at the beginning is just to establish how well they know one another. Say, oh, how do you guys know one another? This background information and context is going to be helpful to you. If they've just met recently or don't know one another very well, they might still be working out a bit of a power dynamic between them. If, however, they have a depth of a relationship and they say, oh, we've been best friends or we've been friends since school, you then know that her friends are going to have so much knowledge about her life. They're going to know if she's single, what kind of guys or girls that she likes, what she's attracted to and what her subtle communication is saying, which is telling them about, does she want to keep talking to this guy? How friendly should we be towards him? They are going to read that with their knowledge of her so much better than you will be able to read it. So that's why I want you to pay close attention to her friends' initial reactions. Also, in line with that, when you're approaching groups of women, I want you to really remember that their bond is more important. Even if they might have an idea that they're on this night out and maybe they'll meet some guys or girls on that night, that's not largely going to be their primary intention. Their primary focus is going to be bonding between them, having fun, forgetting about any guys that they might be seeing right now, enjoying one another's company, and really connecting. And it would kind of break girl code for one of them to be really on the hunt for a guy and the other ones are not actually interested in sustaining that bond with her friends. Which is why it will absolutely never work if you go over to a group of women and you just zero in on one of them. What you usually have to do is show that you have a respect for their friendship and talk to them together as a group. So it could be, even if you start talking to one woman one-on-one, be like, oh my gosh, who are your friends? Introduce me. It could be that when you're actually speaking to them and if you see a couple of women that are deep in conversation, you might say at the start, oh, hey, excuse me, I know that you guys are super into conversation, but I just had to say, you look like you've been friends for years. You're so animated when you talk to one another. Use in your opening something that actually emphasizes the friendship and connection and brings the group together. That will stop her female friends from feeling defensive because they understand that you're there with the intention of adding value to their night. You're not there just to kind of take their friend away from them. Also then, really witness her friends' reactions to you. This could be more telling and they might give you more obvious signals as to what her mindset is than what she is communicating to you. Sometimes if a woman's attracted to you, it doesn't necessarily mean she'll be super flirtatious. She might be shy. She might be trying to tease you. She might withdraw. Often when we experience an attraction to someone, we don't act our normal selves. So look for what the friends are doing. Are they taking time to tell you about how great she is? Are they saying, oh, did you know? Or it's so unusual to meet someone like her who's so smart and so beautiful. Are they really bigging her up? If so, that's really going to be a very solid sign that she might be attracted to you. Even bigger sign is they might leave her alone with you. This is a huge sign of trust. Also, people tend to stick together on nights out. So if the group leaves and they all go to the bathroom together or they go to the bar and they're quite happy to leave their friend talking to you and she's quite happy to talk to you as well, that's a very good indicator that they're going, okay, he looks like an okay guy. We're going to give them some one-on-one time now, so maybe they can swap contact details. And if you have already swapped contact details and the night is over, be aware that, it might not be her that follows you on social media, or it might not be her that you find checking out your stories on Instagram. It might be one of her friends doing a bit of recon work for her in the background. Also, in line with that, do remember that undoubtedly they will have some form of group chat about what's going on in your relationships. Screenshots will be shared, and they also are likely to probably cover up for her as and when she needs it. So my point of the purpose of doing this video was just to give you a few indicators of how a woman's social relationship to her friends will impact her reaction to you when you approach her and in the early stages of dating. So be a cool guy, make sure that you're making an opportunity to really connect with those female friends. Don't be the kind of needy guy who has to separate the woman out. Instead, focus on connecting and relating to them as a group, appreciate the female friendship, understand that, if they get on with you and they respect you as well, they are actually going to be on your side and helping you out throughout this interaction. Now, if you're interested in hearing more of a female perspective on dating generally, I'd love you to head over to my site. We work with men and women, and my team of coaches are men and women. So we like to keep things pretty balanced and in equilibrium. If you're a guy who is interested in that, head to hayleyquinn.com/approach and you'll receive some free videos and newsletters there when you subscribe. Anyway, hoping you have enjoyed this video. If you have, give it a like, leave me a comment below, and I will see you again next week.